Pawtucket, Rhode Island. What began as a routine afternoon of high school hockey ended in devastating tragedy Monday when gunfire broke out inside the Denison Lynch Arena, killing 3 people, including the suspected gunman, and leaving 3 others critically injured in one of the most shocking acts of violence the city has seen in recent years. Please subscribe, like, and share for more updates. Thanks. The shooting unfolded shortly before 2:30 p.m. during a boys' varsity hockey game that had drawn dozens of families, students, and supporters to the rink. Witnesses said the arena was filled with the familiar sounds of skates cutting across ice and cheers from the stands when the sharp crack of gunfire suddenly echoed through the building. Within seconds, confusion turned to chaos as spectators ducked behind seats, shielded children, and ran toward exits in a desperate attempt to escape. Pawtucket police officers were dispatched immediately after multiple 911 calls reported an active shooter inside the facility. Authorities say officers arrived within minutes and quickly secured the scene. Inside the arena, first responders found several victims suffering from gunshot wounds in the spectator area. 2 victims were pronounced dead at the scene. A 3rd victim later died at a nearby hospital despite emergency life-saving efforts. 3 others were transported to area medical centers, where they remain in critical condition. Investigators confirmed that the suspected gunman was found deceased inside the rink from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Law enforcement officials indicated that preliminary findings suggest the shooting was targeted and may have stemmed from a personal or family-related dispute rather than a random act of violence. Authorities have not yet released the names of the victims or the suspect, citing the need to notify family members first. Mayor Donald Grebian addressed the community during an evening press conference, calling the incident a heartbreaking and senseless tragedy. He emphasized that the arena is a long-standing community gathering place where families come together to support youth athletics. This is a place of teamwork, pride, and community spirit. The mayor said, "To have violence enter that space is deeply disturbing." Police Chief Tina Gonsalves praised the swift actions of officers and emergency medical personnel, noting that their rapid response likely prevented further casualties. She also acknowledged bystanders who assisted the wounded in the immediate aftermath. Several witnesses reported that individuals in the crowd attempted to provide first aid and comfort to victims before paramedics arrived. Students who were participating in the game were escorted safely from the ice and reunited with family members outside the arena. School officials later confirmed that counseling services will be offered to players, students, and staff affected by the traumatic event. Mental health professionals have also been made available to the broader community. Federal agencies, including the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, are assisting local authorities in the ongoing investigation. Detectives are reviewing surveillance footage from inside and outside the arena, examining the weapon involved, and conducting interviews with witnesses to reconstruct a detailed timeline of events. Officials reiterated that there is no ongoing threat to the public, and that the situation was contained quickly. Community leaders across Rhode Island expressed condolences to the victims' families and called for unity in the face of tragedy. Local clergy members and advocacy groups are organizing candlelight vigils in the coming days to honor those who lost their lives and to support the injured as they recover. The shooting has renewed discussions across the state about security measures at public events and youth sporting venues. While officials have stressed that this appears to have been a targeted incident, many residents are grappling with the reality that violence can erupt even in spaces traditionally viewed as safe havens for families and children. As investigators continue their work, the city of Pawtucket remains in mourning. For many residents, the memory of sirens outside the rink and the sight of stunned families gathered in parking lots will not soon fade. Authorities have pledged transparency as more details emerge. But for now, a community built around shared pride in its schools and teams is left searching for answers in the wake of an unimaginable loss.